friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It doesn't have anything to do with fall, and there's a reason for that. Now, as we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and everybody knows what breast cancer is. They're fully well aware of it. I had a friend who passed away 2 years ago from breast cancer. And it's a very important disease. It's one that definitely needs a cure. And there are so many people out in this world that are affected by breast cancer. And I don't want this video to come across or it seeming like breast cancer is not important, because it truly is. It has hit me very, very deeply when I lost my best friend. But there is also a one day, October 7th, that doesn't get as well known as breast cancer does. And that's called Trigeminal Awareness Day. Now, you're probably wondering what Trigeminal Awareness Day is, or Trigeminal Neuralgia Awareness Day is. Well, I'll tell you, because it's something that I personally suffer from. It's a disease that not many people have heard of. It is not well known. Only about 1 in 1,000 people, 1 out of 1,000 people will get it in their lifetime. It is a disease that just automatically shows up out of nowhere. And there's no cure for it. Now, they say that the older you get, you're more likely to get it, to develop it. But I have done research on this when I found out that I was diagnosed with it. And as people as young as in their 20s can get this. It is often misdiagnosed as a toothache or an impacted tooth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share my story on how this came about for me. Now, I mentioned the breast cancer awareness at the beginning because my best friend and I, in 2020, decided that we were going to take a girls' trip to New Jersey. And we stayed on the Jersey Shore. We went and visited Bon Jovi's restaurant. We were there for about 2 weeks. We had a really good time. That was something that she wanted to do as a girls' vacation before she passed. So we had a fantastic time, no issues. This was all during the pandemic. Well, we come back, and it was both of our first time ever flying. We flew there and we flew back. Had a great time, beautiful time, memories forever. And I was so glad that I was able to do that with her. Now, we come back, and we'll say a couple weeks later, I was sitting out here on the couch watching TV, just having a normal night. My husband had made dinner that night, and he had made steaks, pork steaks. I love when he makes pork steaks. He does a really good job at it. Well, I bit into the pork steak, and I literally felt like I was biting into needles in the right side of my face. I literally threw that plate on the floor from the pain. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm holding my hand close to my face, and I'm like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "I didn't do anything." And So I'm looking inside of it, thinking there's needles or something in there. My husband wouldn't do that to me. So I sat there, and this pain, this shooting, sharp, electrocuting pain just kept coming to my face. Needless to say, I couldn't eat the rest of the night. And I'm like, okay, maybe, I have a bad tooth. It's what we all think when this happens. So I gave it that night. The pain kept coming back, on and off, all night long. I was literally in tears. It hurt so bad. So my husband called the dentist the next day, and he says, my wife is in pure agony and she needs some teeth pulled or something. Something's not right. So needless to say, he could not get me in for a week, even though it was an emergency. We went to the ER. It was that bad. They said, well, you just have a headache. You have a migraine. So we're going to give you, whatever. They gave me whatever. I'm like, this is not a headache. This is not a migraine. I've had a migraine before. This is not a migraine. So they sent me away with no help. For that week, waiting for the dentist, the pain kept coming back. And every time it did, it literally dropped me to my knees. I had never felt pain so bad in my life as I did from this. Now, it's called trigeminal neuralgia. And the reason it's called that is because there are 3 nerves that stem from your brain. They go to your head, to here, and to here. Okay? I'll put a photo up there for you guys to get a visual. Now, there are 2 types of trigeminal neuralgia. There's one type, TN, which will give you the shocking pains. It's like imagine somebody taking a taser to the side of your face and just tasing your face. That's what it feels like. The second one, TN2, is more of a dull, from what I understand, I only have TN1, is more of a dull pain. It doesn't go away, but it doesn't shock you as bad as TN1 does. And I had used, thinking it was a toothache, I had used so much gum numbing cream on my teeth, on my gums, that they got infected. I burned them. I burned my gums. So not only was I fighting with this pain, I now had my gums burnt from using too much of the gum numbing cream. I finally got into the dentist. I went back for a month, on and off. The first time he gave me some antibiotics, and he thought that maybe I had an infection going on in my mouth. He said, take these, this should clear up the infection. Okay, so I took the antibiotics. That did absolutely nothing. The second time I went back, he ended up pulling one of my teeth. He said, okay, that should take care of it. That did not do it. Third time I went back, I was seeing him at least almost twice a week for a month. He pulled another tooth. And then I went back again, and he was cleaning teeth. He had a whole list of things that he wanted to do to me. And nothing was helping. I would literally sit in his chair crying from the pain. And so frustrated because I went back and forth to the ER several times. Nobody could help me. Finally, after taking medicine upon medicine, getting all this work done in my mouth with nothing helping, then having to deal with the burnt gums, because I tried everything myself. I literally lost, within a month, I lost 10 pounds. All right, I got interrupted a little bit, so hopefully I can find my train of thought. But the reason I lost so much weight is because when you have a flare-up, you can't eat. You can't drink anything. You can't smile. You can't talk. You can't brush your teeth. You can't go out in the wind, outside in the wind, if it's windy. My hair used to be longer, and just having the hair touch my face would send me into a whirlwind of pain down to my knees. When I cried, it hurt because I couldn't blow my nose. It hurt so bad. It hurt to wipe my eyes from crying. You can't touch your face. It literally affects all these nerves in the side of your face. So I couldn't eat, and the only thing I was able to eat was Jell-O. And I would try to get a sandwich down every once in a while in between pain. But the pain was coming so often that it was horrible. It was literally horrible. So I went back to the dentist one last time, and the last time I was there, the dental assistant had me in the chair, and they were getting ready to clean the rest of my teeth. And she said, "I've really been thinking about your case," and I went home and I researched it. She says, "I think you have what they call trigeminal neuralgia." And I says, "What in the world is that?" And I had never heard of it before, so she kind of explained it to me, but she didn't really go into detail. So I came home and I researched it. You guys, I cried even more because I was so scared. I learned that there was no cure for this and that it could get worse over time. All right, I'm having all kinds of problems here. My microphone broke, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So, I learned that there was no cure for this, and that just made me even more scared. And then I also learned that it was called a suicide disease because of the pain being so bad. And but I felt sort of a relief because I finally felt like somebody was listening to me and had heard me and had believed me that there was something wrong, seriously wrong. So my husband made an appointment for me for my doctor, and the day that I went into the doctor, I was sitting in the waiting room in so much pain. He had to talk for me because I wasn't able to talk to her. She was asking all kinds of questions, and she kind of looked at my face and was touching it a little bit, and I was like crying even more because don't touch my face. And she says, "I know what this is." She says, "You have trigeminal neuralgia." Well, I cried even more because I had already researched it and I already knew the outcome of it. And I was praying to God that that wasn't what the issue was. But unfortunately it was. So she said, she put me on medicine, and like I said, this was in 2020, so I was not able to see a neurologist. She referred me to a neurologist, but the neurologist could not get me in for 3 months, and there was no way I could wait 3 months to see a neurologist. And even then, it was going to be over the internet, because at that time they weren't seeing people in their office because of the pandemic. So that made everything even worse, trying to get help with this thing. So she consulted with the neurologist, and they come up with a plan for me. They had put me on the medicine, and it helped a little bit. I felt so stoned on it, though. They said you could take up to 4 tablets, and I was only taking 1 tablet, and I was feeling stoned, even just taking that, and drunk or whatever, and so they had to switch the medicine for me a couple of times. I actually did have some scans done to make sure it wasn't MS or anything like that, and fortunately that all came back negative. So I asked her when we were in there, and the reason I brought up the flying part of it at the beginning of the video is because I told her that I had went to New Jersey with my best friend during over the summer, and if maybe flying could have affected something, caused this. And she said no, because I just thought it was a weird correlation that it was only like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after we had come back from our vacation that I had started having this pain. And she said no. She says, I truly don't think that is the problem. And I says, well, you already know I have back pain. Do you think that could be stem from it? She said, that is a possibility. But she says it's really hard to say, because I do have a bad back from an accident years ago, and a work accident, so that has affected all of my nerves in my back and everything. And she said that is a possibility, but she doesn't really think that's what caused it either. So there is no really known reason why this comes on. And so as far as answers go, as far as that goes, I don't have answers of why this all of a sudden started happening to me. So it's just a horrible, horrible, horrible disease. And with it happening during the pandemic, that made it really, really hard to have to wear a mask. And unfortunately, even though I didn't want to go anywhere, I had literally PTSD because I was afraid that I was going to have an attack if I had to go somewhere. And I didn't have that option of not going anywhere because I was taking my best friend back and forth to her chemo appointments for her breast cancer. I was her ride. And so there was many times that I had to go out and suffer through this. And I felt bad for her because she felt bad for me. And I'm like, we're not here about me, we're here about you. Let's get you better, And she felt so bad that, she didn't have anybody else to take her, and that she was counting on me. And, but she was my best friend. So, I put my pain aside as best as I could to help my best friend out. And, there was times that we would go out to eat and I wouldn't be able to eat. There was times that we went to Walmart and I couldn't wear my mask. I remember one time in particular, we went to Walmart after one of her sessions, and she had to pick up a few things, and I had my mask on, and I started getting the shooting pains in my face, and I had to literally rip the mask off my face. And I was down like this, holding my face, just in tears. And some lady walked by and she says, "Put your mask on." Well, you don't treat me like that in front of my best friend. And you don't treat me like that when I'm in pain. So needless to say, she got an earful from both of us. And she just went away rumbling, you know. But it's embarrassing. It's isolating. It makes you not want to leave your house. You can't enjoy time with your friends. You can't enjoy time with your family. You can't kiss your husband without being afraid that you're going to get some sort of shock in your face. You can't do any of that. And the reason for the video is because I just wanted to bring a teal light to this disease and hope that my story finds someone out there that may be suffering from this that don't have an answer yet. And maybe you are going back and forth to the dentist and nothing is helping, or maybe you're going back and forth to a doctor and nothing is helping, or the ER, or you're suffering on your own. I mean, it is the worst disease in the world imaginable, and you really have to fight to get answers, because there are so many medical professionals out there that don't have answers. They don't know what this is, and they can't help us. And that is the frustrating, isolating part of it. And then when you bring your family into it and they see you in pain, and my husband, I felt so bad for him. Even though I was the one in pain, I felt so bad for him because he was a trooper. He was the only one I had. And he didn't know how to help me. And it's sad because they don't know how to help you, because you don't know how to help you, because nobody else knows how to help you. And it's scary. And even to this day in 2025, you would think that they would have been further along in advancement with this disease for a cure, and they don't. You can have surgeries. Surgeries are options. But I'll be danged if I'm ever going to have a surgery. Because I have heard of people having surgeries before, and they'll go in and they'll burn the nerves in your face, and your face will be numb for the rest of your life. And then you will start losing eyesight in your one eye from that nerve that was burnt. And I say no now, because right now I am in remission. And I am very thankful every single day that I wake up and I don't have pain in my face. You have no idea how thankful I am. When I get the pain, I call it Satan. And I tell it, "Satan, get out of my face." That is just what I started saying. "Satan, leave my face." Because that's what it feels like. And at the beginning of the year, I decided to change my diet because I wanted to lose weight. And I decided to go low carb, no sugar. And if you guys have watched me for a while, then you already know that. And that was just basically to lose weight and just to get healthier. And to be honest with you, I have not, knock on wood, wherever that may be around here, knock on wood, I have not had a flare-up. And as a matter of fact, kind of weaned myself off the medicine. I'm down to a half a pill a day. I'm afraid to go off of it completely because I'm afraid it's going to come back. It is a seizure medicine. I don't know if I said that in this video or not, that they put you on, but it is a seizure medicine. And I'm scared to completely go off of it. But knock on wood, I think that knocking out the sugar, I don't know if the carbs, if not having carbs has helped or not, but I really believe that knocking out the sugar and going no sugar has really helped me. I'm not telling you to do that. Talk to a dietitian if you think that maybe that might help, or maybe if you think that you want to try it, you know, that's something that you can try. I don't know if that helped me per se, or if I'm just in remission, because it can go away, but it comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance. And when it does, it usually doesn't go away again. And the older that you get, the more chance you have it coming back. So I say now that I'm not going to have the surgery, but if it comes back later on down the road and it's something I can't handle through diet or medicine, then I will think about it. And hopefully there's better advancements out there by then. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. It's been long enough. I'm hoping that this video has helped somebody. Maybe gave you an answer. Maybe you've been suffering. And my story sounds familiar. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's symptoms are different. It's so weird how this works. But a lot of them that I've seen, they all start with going to the dentist because they think it's a tooth. So, you know, the only thing I ask of you guys is to, if you are familiar with this disease or know somebody who has it or you have it yourself, please comment down below and tell us your story. Because I know nobody out there wants to listen to you, but I'm here to listen. Because I know how it was when nobody would listen to me. And I couldn't get any answers or nobody to even listen to me. But I'm here to listen. And I'm hoping that this video helps you in one way or another. I will have a link at the end of this video for the Trigeminal Neuralgia Association, the only association in the world that is working on this disease. And so you can go there for help. I would talk to a neurologist, get a hold of a neurologist. Don't stop. Just don't give up. Don't be one of those that this is nicknamed from. Don't be that. Don't be that. Just keep fighting. And I know it's a fight. I know it's a fight. And I pray for you. And for the rest of you, please share this video out. I know October is pink month, but you know what? For one day, let's light the internet up with teal. Because that is what trigeminal neuralgia ribbon is teal. So let's light the internet up with teal and get this out there. I don't care when you see this. If you don't see this on the day of Trigeminal Neuralgia Day, I don't care if you see it in weeks after that, months, years. You come across this video, share it out. Because so many people need to know about this. And your sharing of this video might just help somebody. They might just help somebody. So, alright guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for going on today's journey. It's been one, between getting interrupted, video problems, and mic problems. I needed to get this out there. So, alright, until next time, I hope you all are well. Take care. Bye.